Welcome back to another board game tier list, everybody. Now we are doing Marvel Splendor. Which is kind of funny because Splendor is a really good game. It's kind of famous for having pretty much no theme at all. And Marvel Splendor essentially gives it a theme that was especially popular at the time and I still enjoy today. So let's do a tier list of the level 1 cards. Alright, so this one's actually interesting. For some of the other tier lists, it will be, like for Spirit Island, for the spirits, they're all so much different that I will do them each individually. But for this, each of these cards is the exact same. It's a different character: Spider-Woman, Valkyrie, America Chavez, Kate Bishop, and Quake. But they each give you one symbol, whatever it is, or gem maybe. This one's yellow, obviously blue, blah blah blah. And they have the cost over here. They each give you one Avenger sign, which is helpful for getting the Avenger objective. They each cost 5 total. They cost 3 of one specific color and then 2 of another. So these ones for the level, so these each give you 0 victory points, which is the case for almost all the level 1 cards. So they cost 3 of 1, which is pretty expensive. They cost 5 overall, and the only advantage that they have over other cards is that they have the Avengers symbol. All of these are going, this tier list might be a little bit difficult to do. We're going to do it like this so you can still see the name. But all of these are going to go in C tier. Kind of overcosted for what you get. Next, let's start with these. So, hopefully you can see these well. As you can see here, each of these cost 3 elements total. They don't have the Avenger symbol, but they do give you whatever this gem is, or whatever the color is. It's interesting, I didn't know that they were pretty much 2 of the exact same ones for orange. Thought that was very interesting. Because often that's not the case. So these are absolutely going to be S tier. They're just being able to get something for 3 is awesome. And level 1 cards is something that you're trying to get early in the game to build up. So these ones are all going to belong in S tier. Next we have these ones, which are, they give you nothing other than the fact that it'll save you the gems or colors going forward. And they cost 1 of 4 different elements. So essentially, once you're built up a little bit, these are incredibly easy to get. Because of that, these go to S tier as well. Let's see, hope we can all see this. Well, hopefully you can see that, but at least you can see most of it at least. Yes, these would all be S tier as well. It's very easy to get and help you build your team very quickly. Next, we have these, which none of these have the Avengers symbol either. None of these give you points either, but they cost 3 of the same color. So they're a little bit more difficult to get because once you start building up a little bit, you'll be somewhat diverse, but it's hard to just go straight red. So these ones I think we're going to put, but you can see it's so much easier to get than this, even though it doesn't give you the Avengers symbol. Unfortunately, though, this one is still going to go in B tier. It's funny that there's such a jump between those two. But okay, next we have these ones. These cost 5, just like these, but they have the Avengers symbol as well. The only difference between these cards and these cards is that these cost 1, 3, 1. This one costs 2, 1, 2, or 2, 2, 1, whatever it is. Which essentially makes this a little bit more easy to get. But I don't think it's a big enough jump. It would be like B.5, so we're just going to leave this here for now. These are still C tier. Okay, so now we have the same exact thing Or no, this one's similar. So this requires 2 of one and then 1 of 3 other ones. Maybe that's a little bit hard to understand, but essentially this one just doesn't give you the Avengers symbol, but it still gives you the color. Struggling where to put these. Maybe it sounds crazy. Man, I'm really tempted to put those in B, but it wouldn't really make sense to have that above this. But I think we will. Yeah, I'm sticking to what happens. It happens to be that a lot of the time you can buy these because you'll already have 1 of everything and 2 of something, whereas you don't have you never want to, in my opinion, from what I've experienced, you never want to have to spend your turn to get gems to get a level 1 card after the very early stages of the game. So these are much easier to acquire than these are. Even though these give you the Avengers symbol, I still think these belong in B. Okay, so now these require 4 symbols. It's just 2 and 2, and they don't give you anything. They don't give you victory points or the Avengers symbol. Yeah, these ones are going to belong in B tier as well. A little bit hard to capture this. For the sake of space, maybe I'll just push those up a tiny bit and just lay these out like this. Hopefully you can see that. And then last but possibly not least, we have all of these cards, which should give you 1 victory point and require 4 of a single element / gemstone, whatever it is. And this is the only ones in tier 1 that give you a victory point, which is really nice. But the problem is it's very expensive to pay 4 for 1. I can't remember how good the honestly though, that might even be reasonable because a lot of the level 2 cards are very expensive and they only give you 2 or 1, 2, or 3 points, I believe. So I believe that that's reasonable for this. These will go in A tier. Not because they're awesome, but every little bit helps, and these actually move you in a good direction. They're not something that I would buy that you can really buy early game, but they're a great one to pick off if they come out middle game, maybe even late game. So there we go. There's level 1.